Welcome back to the Gateway Pundits Week in Review. Our top story today, Nancy Pelosi stumbles over her slurred words while accusing Trump of suffering from cognitive degeneration. You can't make this stuff up. We're covering this and so much more here on the Gateway Pundits Week in Review. My name is Elijah Schaffer, and this is the Gateway Pundits Week in Review, where we cover the top 5 stories of the last 24 hours in around 10 minutes. Our top story today, Cassandra McDonald reports that Pelosi stumbles over her slurred words while accusing Trump of suffering from cognitive degeneration. Check this out. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi stumbled over her slurred words as she accused former President Donald Trump of suffering from cognitive degeneration. Pelosi, 84 years old, 84 years old, made the incredibly ironic remarks during an appearance on Jen Psaki's MSNBC show. Now, Trump outraged the ancient politician and pundit by saying at Pennsylvania rally that he watched a movie about the dinosaurs and he saw Nancy Pelosi riding one. No, I'm just kidding. But for that, she said that the shooter didn't hit him again, so they should have to shoot through the fake news, and I don't mind that so much. Trump joked about the assassin would have to shoot through the fake news to kill him. We have the video of that. Check this out. Here's Donald Trump talking directly about the fake news. Here's the clip.
And I don't have a piece of glass there. And I have this piece of glass here. But all we have really over here is the fake news, right? And to get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news. And I don't mind that so much, because I don't mind that.
Right, so you gotta shoot through the fake news. Now, additionally, going back to the article here, we're talking about the fact that Nancy Pelosi is herself decrepit and old, and we might have to shoot through more than just the fake news with her. He said, I have a piece of glass over here, and I don't have a piece of glass there, and I have this piece of glass here. All we have over here is the fake news, Trump continued. Now, I think what the ex-president just said is further indication of his cognitive degeneration, Pelosi said. You saw recently how he was talking about whether he chose electrocution or being eaten by sharks. Now, we have a clip of this. It's quite ironic. Nancy Pelosi saying that he doesn't have the cognitive ability to lead the country, but she forgot, whether it's her age or maybe the 6 martini vodkas that she had this morning before the interview. I don't know, but I can tell you that she's currently not looking so bright herself. Watch.
Good morning. Wonderful to be with you again on this weekend before the election. I think that what the ex-president just said is a further indication of his cognitive degeneration. You saw recently when he was talking about whether he chose electrocution or being eaten by sharks. Something's very wrong there. And indicative in it also is diminishing the power of the press, which is the guardian of our freedom in our country. So I think people who might thinking about voting for him have to know that he can't last as president for 4 years with his brain deteriorating at the rate that it is, and is clearly evident. And they may be voting for President Vance, which would be a horrible thing for our country. You're right. Our family has experienced the violence. Where is Nancy? Where is Nancy? Coming into our house, violating the sanctity of our home, the safety of my husband, looking for me, echoing what was said on January 6th in the Capitol. Where is Nancy? Where is Nancy? Was coming up to punish me for what I had said about Donald Trump.
Yeah, I don't think that's what actually happened. I mean, realistically, I think that people were probably mad at you for insider trading, maybe destroying the country. We've seen the complete decline of our nation while you've been sitting in office, while you've gotten rich at our expense. Now, obviously, we talk a lot about the problems in this country, and they're due to weak men. Now, most guys don't realize this. They think their testosterone is being drained by aging, bad genetics, or maybe even a lack of exercise. But what if I told you that that's not the case? In fact, the real culprit is something you're likely eating every day. Now, the shocking part is it's actually something you've been told is healthy. This one food has been scientifically shown to devastate testosterone levels, and most men have absolutely no idea. This food revealed by V-Shred can drastically reduce testosterone, energy, and motivation, even in small amounts. Now, eliminating it has helped men gain muscle, lose fat, and boost energy. Discover what it is right now by watching the video at sculptnation.com/gateway. That's SCULPTNATION.com/GATEWAY. That's sculptnation.com/gateway. Start getting back control of your testosterone levels today. Our next story, people with Harris signs in panic after receiving letters and postcards thanking them for volunteering house migrant families. Check this out. Kamala Harris supporters across the country have been left rattled after receiving letters and postcards suggesting that they will be volunteering to house migrant families. While Democrats have championed open borders and humanitarian migrant policies, it seems that these issues brought to their own doorsteps, literally, enthusiasm begins to fade. One Harris supporter in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, was shocked after receiving what appeared to be a postcard from Harris's campaign. When she flipped it over, the message informed her that a family migrant from Nicaragua would be moving into her home, even specifying the date and listing food and transportation needs. Check this out. We will be moving a family of 2 from the country of Nicaragua into your home on 10/30 of 2024. It says, "Thank you for supporting Kamala. We are so appreciative of you putting out a yard sign, but now we need your continued help. We will be moving a family of 2 from the country of Nicaragua into your home on 10/30/2024. They will need food, toiletries, and transportation. Thank you." You can watch the full clip there, but I want to bring this up. Similarly, in California's Fresno County, several households with Harris Waltz yard signs were reportedly mailed letters suggesting that their homes were selected as sanctuary residences for illegal immigrants, according to News Nation. The letters with messages in English, Spanish, and Arabic warned that their homes would be listed as sanctuary residences for migrants if they left their signs up. Lavelle noted that the FBI and Fresno County Sheriff's Office are investigating the incident. So here's what's actually funny about this. So I watched the clip. And the woman who received these notices, it's clearly a prank. It's just a jab. And unlike the ones during the scamdemic, these aren't forced upon you. It's just humorous. They're saying, you wanted migrants in this country. You're voting for this. So let me give you a taste of the policies that you're voting for. And they don't want to support them because it's always far removed. Now, here's what's ironic. They're like, who would ever do this to a Trump supporter? Oh, you mean, would I get offended if people said, hey, you voted for Trump, now your gas prices are going to go down, here's a coupon for cheaper gas? Or if they said, that your country, your life, your dignity is going to be respected again across the world, I would take that. Now, when it comes to Kamala supporters, whatever, they call her camel toe. I don't know what that means. I don't know why. Some people call her Chameleon Harris as well. People don't know how to laugh on that side. They even want to make humor illegal. And for that, I get kind of tense because I wonder what we're doing as a country. When people say things like this, listen to what their response to this harmless prank. Somebody drove around our neighborhood, jotted down all the street addresses that had Harris signs in the yards, and sent them this letter, said Carol Laval, a Democrat voter. To receive something like this, it's un-American. We're exercising our right to free speech. This is not right. I was angry, and it's not deterring me from taking down my signs. I came down here to buy more signs. So, yeah, that's what they do. They say, we're going to buy more signs. We're going to have more and more signs. No one's trying to deter you. In fact, we are happy that you said that you have Kamala signs on your doorstep. The question of the matter is, why don't you want to live with the policies that you're voting for? Why is it that everyone always wants migrants, but not in their neighborhood? It's interesting. I saw this comedian, actually. He brought a bunch of immigrants to the same thing. And she's like, I can't have people inside. There's teenagers. I have a teenage daughter. And the guy's like, no, don't worry. Gustavo over here loves dating teenage girls. And she's like, shocked. But that's the truth, right? There's a lot of molestation and child abuse that happens at the border. It's just a true statement. Moving along in the stories, Colin Lineberger reports they're losing it. Unhinged Kamala supporter and self-described national security expert flips out on black woman in Northern Virginia after discovering that she's supporting Trump. We have the full video here. Democrats are losing their minds as Election Day arrives, and the possibility of President Trump returning to the White House becomes a distinct possibility. Last week, in a coffee shop in heavily Democratic Alexandria, Virginia, a triggered leftist was stunned at the sight of a group of black Trump supporters and proceeded to lose her mind. One of the women at the table, Alexandria resident Anita Catchings, posted a video clip of the incident at Tate Bakery and Cafe on her X account Friday evening. Check this out. This interaction is nuts. Here they are talking to each other at the bakery in what is a very unhinged rant. Listen.
Do I disagree? Yes, I am. Okay, so the only people, so I work for the only people who ever challenged, why did you do so much just shut the word it means that you understand what something is. Okay, I think we have a second and accused of espionage, indicted for espionage. Like I said, the only people who ever challenged me are white Democrat women. I am a 35-year national
stop.
National security expert.
Oh, you're so smart.
Who you are? Okay,
Everybody can believe what they want to believe.
No, thank you. Will you tell her we were having a private conversation before she came over in my face saying, "Am I serious?" So no, don't talk to me. Talk to her. You and I already know. You and I already know who is the one. Yeah, you and I already know. So take your attention right over here. Right over here. Denial.
What job, lady?
You're trying me. You're trying me.
Anata.
No. Why are you keep looking at me when she's the one agitating it? No. If you're going to be a mediator, then do it correctly. Address the person who you clearly see got up and got in my face. Man, go sit down somewhere.
Right.
Placating to these people.
Wow. Interestingly enough, it turns out in the midst of that story that it says that in the video, Catchings and the unidentified leftist engaged in a heated argument over Catchings' brave support for Trump in Alexandria. At the same time, Catching refuses to give ground and fires back. The leftist screams that Catchings and her friends are all uneducated because they have dared to leave the party of slavery behind, and then smears Trump as a rapist. Upon hearing this, Catchings responds by saying that it is always white Democratic women who attack her. The Harris fan proceeded to scream that she's a 35-year-old national security expert, as though this gives her a pass. Now, a coffee shop worker tries to calm everyone down towards the end of the video, but they fail to succeed. Now, what I think is remarkable about these situations, like, you know, people like to exemplify these because they're like, oh, it's crazy. It's just liberal white women that are causing the problem. It's not, actually. So it's a thing called per capita. In fact, white women per capita are the least liberal of all groups of women in the United States. If you look at Jewish women particularly, or black women, it's like almost 100% are left-leaning and vote for Kamala. And so the demonization of white women is sort of the same reason why the media, you know, exemplifies a white mass shooter, when the majority of mass shootings are black instigated and black on black. But those shootings don't meet the media's criteria. So they'll go to Statista on Google and they'll say there's only been 151 mass shootings in the last 40 years. When in reality, there's been like over that every single year, but they don't want to include what would make black people look bad. So sometimes I don't like these stories because I feel like they're part of the anti-white nature of making everyone think that white women are the problem. I would rather be sexist than racist here. And that's just honestly my opinion. The woman vote is very detrimental to our country. And what's really hard about explaining that to people is, of course, you know, if you're a female and you're voting for Trump, you should definitely go out and vote. But when you try to explain this to a lot of really well-intentioned individuals in the United States, they always say this: well, I don't vote left-wing. I don't vote left. Well, I didn't say you do. I'm talking about these statistics here that female voters in general, it's not just like that woman being black. I don't know why we're making this a racial issue. In general, women do not vote conservatively. And if they do, they're married to a conservative man and they vote in line with their husband as their authority. There are some independent women who don't do that as well, but I'm talking about trends. And I don't like when I say stuff like this on air that I always get, you know, a lot of people shrieking and getting mad at me when I'm literally just speaking the truth based on statistical analysis. So I'd rather leave, truth is sometimes stranger than fiction. Now, listen, guys, speaking of that, a large retail store just canceled a huge order right now, leaving MyPillow with a ton of extra MyPillows. But you know what? that their loss is actually your gain. For the first time ever, you will get a standard classic MyPillow for a wholesale price, only $14.88. That's $14.88. But it gets even better. For a limited time, they're going to offer their entire classic collection at wholesale prices. Get a queen size MyPillow for just $18.88. Upgrade to a king size for only $1 more, and get the body pillows for $29.88, or even a multi-use MyPillow for $9.88. Go to mypillow.com, mypillow.com. Use promo code Elijah or call 1-800-210-8491 and receive free shipping on orders over $75. There are limited quantities at this price, so the limit is going to be 10, and once they're gone, they're gone. So go to mypillow.com or call 1-800-210-8491. Use promo code Elijah to get your MyPillow for only $14.88, the lowest price ever. Our last two stories today. Leaked NBC Election Night mock-up footage reveals that Kamala Harris is falling behind as Trump pulls ahead in the key battleground states. Just to alarm you, I'm letting you know something true. This is not real footage, but leaked NBC footage from a mock election night scenario reveals there could be a rocky path for Kamala Harris as former President Donald Trump pulls ahead in crucial battleground states. The community note on this reminds us that they're not using real polling data, but it is interesting that they are testing this with Kamala behind. Check out the footage here of the test and what they had to show.
Almost every election since 1988. Right now, it looks like there's a big crack. Michigan, right here, this is really big for Donald Trump. Saginaw, Michigan. It's an area that, we have a very easy comparison. Back in 2020, Joe Biden won it. This time it's Donald Trump. And if he does that in Michigan, it's a really good sign for him. And, we're still early in the night, but when we go back to see path to 270, here's where we are live right now. Kamala Harris only has a couple of ways to get there. Not surprise you, Pennsylvania's top of the list for her.
Well, I was going to say, can you play that out for us? What can we do a what-if scenario right now? So what if Harris were to take Pennsylvania, 2 out of the 3 of the blue wall? What else does she need?
So if she takes Pennsylvania, that puts her at 219 electoral votes in here. I'm going to put the numbers for folks at home can see just what we're working with here. You got to look at this. Virginia, we expected to call this much earlier tonight. Let's assume that goes to her. Minnesota as well. It's gotten Democratic for nearly 50 years now. Then it's a toss-up. We got 4 states, Sun Belt here. They've both done a lot of events here. We'll give New Mexico. That's also one we expect to go to Harris. But comes down to North Carolina, comes down to Georgia, Arizona. It's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, she's short. She's at 2 of 47. You got to get to 270 to win it all. All right, Chuck, thank you so much. I want to turn to Ryan Nobles, who's been with us. And Ryan, you cover Capitol Hill regularly. It's your Monday through Friday beat. Thank you for being here with us, by the way, on the Graveyard Shift. We appreciate it, although I think there's still a lot of people out there watching. This is so tight in the presidential race. How could that impact the numbers we were just showing for Senate and House? Let's pop the Senate back up again if we can. Right now at this hour, I think we said that Republicans have had a net gain of 1. Right. Not quite enough, but we're still waiting for some races.
And, Kate, when we talk about the balance of power in Congress, of the 3 big things we're watching tonight, right? The presidential race, the balance of power in the Senate, the balance of power in the House of Representatives. What we thought would play out in the Senate was the easiest to predict just because of the map that we stand in the race for president.
Well, it appears that the mock-up might have just been that, but still people are saying that Trump actually might pull ahead in some of these battleground states. It's kind of strange that even some big names are saying that Trump is supposed to win. But remember, they said Hillary was going to win and she didn't. And also, we don't know what they're going to do to rig the election. It's quite strange to me that we live in such a day and age where we don't know what's going to happen. There's no way to predict it. Usually they would just know, but now we don't actually know. Our last story, this is huge. Trump leads in Real Clear Politics averages for the first time. Numbers are exceptional, better than with Hillary and Joe Biden. For the first time in memory, President Donald Trump leads Democratic radical Kamala Harris in the Real Clear Politics polling averages leading into Election Day. Trump wins if the polls are right. Well, with the latest polling added to help Kamala Harris and Tampon Tim, Trump still leads by 0.1%. This is an average from several polls, including the fraudulent polls that oversample for Democrats. This is via Eric Daughtry. Now, in ABC's poll, Trump leads 53-46, and that's the Electoral College. It looks like it's about 287 to 251. Now, I don't know about this. I mean, do we think that Trump's going to win? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. But if you want more videos like this, don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, and give me your feedback. The best thing you can do if you want to get more stories like this is to support us directly at thegatewaypundit.com. Nothing is better than supporting us directly there. However, I want to give a huge shout out to the rest of you guys. It is currently the day before Election Day. Things are heating up. And if you're going to vote for Trump, drop a T down in the comments below. And if you are voting Kamala, just go ahead and drop a I'm stupid in the comments down below, and we'll see how many people are around. No, I'm just kidding. Just drop a K in the chat. You can think however you want. I know judgment on you. It's just the future of this country at stake, and one choice is literally going to destroy our country, and the other might actually save it. I'm Elijah Schaffer. Have a great rest of the week as always, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.